What is going on, everybody? Wow. What a day. What a week. We got some news to cover, but first I gotta say it. We have a winner. We have a winner. The last deposit game, the longest round we've had so far, is finally over. You guys let me down. I was at work. As I went to get out of my car, deposit. I was the last deposit as I went to work. It's a Friday, so I wanted to hustle. Wanted to get the job done. Didn't look at my phone all day. I knew the crypto summit was going on. I didn't want to see the news. I wanted to be surprised and wait till I got done work. Got done work, went to open the phone. What's the first thing I do? Check the last deposit game. And it was over. We dropped the ball. Somebody let Chip and Dale win. Yes, you heard that right. The name of the winner of the last deposit largest round was Chip and Dale. He won 1,535,723 Hoge in the last deposit game. That was by far the largest round we've ever had. The last winner was myself, the number one spot on the leaderboard at 150,000 Hoge. And that round lasted a couple days, like a whole day. This round lasted 8 days. I think it was a full 9 days maybe, but I'm counting a full 8 days for sure. And congrats, Chip and Dale. You took it down. You won the last deposit game. So the cool thing, this game has attracted a lot of players, many of us Hoge addicts, and we have been locked in, like I said, in the longest round. This has gone over 8 days. And a lot of participants. I saw a lot of different names on the leaderboards at different times when I was checking it. And the cool thing was, it's a super simple game. You can deposit 100 Hoge minimum or 10,000 Hoge maximum. And once a deposit is made, the timer starts for 4 hours. And someone just has to keep depositing. If the timer runs in 4 hours and no one deposits, the last depositor wins the game. So obviously, 8 days, this thing was getting intense. I was checking it all the time. You could see people were like, every time I checked it, it was like 210 minutes, 200 minutes, 210 minutes, which is like, right at that 4 hour mark. So people just kept depositing it, which is cool. But like, it also has a mental strategy where you're like, oh, I don't have to check it because there's enough players. Someone checked it. And, it happened to be on a Friday on the Report that, this longest round finally ended. And I did post about it in my car before I got out of the car, asking for suggestions. So obviously with this game being getting more popular and more users, we want to figure out different ways of, showing different statistics or just making the game funner and more intense. So a couple of the suggestions we've gotten, how many deposits have happened in the current round. So it would be cool to track that number, like 800 deposits, 900 deposits have been in this one single round. And then like an expanded leaderboard where you have obviously, top 10 highest games ever won, but then like how many times did this player won? How many times has this player won? How many times has this player won? And just, cool bragging rights because, we're all playing for Hoge. And obviously, a lot of suggestions have come in about speeding up the rounds, speeding up the last deposit rounds as more deposits come in. So instead of it being 4 hours, once we hit a certain point, it goes down to 3 hours, then 2 hours, or the amount you deposit is what the timer starts at. So if you do a maximum deposit, it's a 1 hour timer. If you do a minimum deposit, it's a 3 hour timer. So you can kind of different ways of strategizing it. But, it's just getting started, and the cool thing is we will be able to monetize this with real ETH Hoge, maybe do like a monthly leaderboard or, like I said, largest prize wins it. But, Hoge.Zone is getting a lot of users on it. The problem with, Chippendale, when you click on his user profile, nothing comes up. So I asked Rory why that happens. Everybody else you click on, it has their wallet. You just get their profile. You know who they are as a holder in Hoge. So I think he might be signing in as a guest. But, if you are the winner, clearly you're paying attention to Hoge, claim a wallet, man. We're all having fun. We all enjoy it. It's all part of the game. But today we did have a whale dump. A whale dumped 1 billion Hoge in one sale. One sale. And no more than, half an hour later, a brand new whale comes in and scoops up the full billion right back up. And as of right now, we're actually up 3% on the price today. So, we had a pretty big price swing today. I think it was like 15% down, then 18% up. But as soon as that whale sold, we had an entire, 8 new buys come in, all new holders, and a lot of these wallets are big. We're seeing wallets with 300,000 in them, 500,000 in them, 800,000 in them, starting to scoop up some Hoge. So, you never know when that moment's coming. We're all just waiting, and everything's are built. The tools are built. The strategy's there. The beautiful structure you need in a meme token, Hoge has it. We just need the volume. We just need that next viral moment, and we'll be ready. But let's get into the news. Stocks had the worst week since the U.S. election. Major sell-offs happening as, again, the markets do not like dysfunction, or they don't like... what is the word I'm looking for? Dead air. They want clarity. They basically want clarity. So, as we all know, that today, the White House had their crypto summit. Some major names were in attendance. Michael Saylor, obviously MicroStrategy, Brad Gerlinghouse, Ripple, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, CZ from Binance, Robinhood, Tribe Capital, Chainlink, Strategic Investor, Gemini, Bitcoin Magazine, list goes on. A bunch of big names. The SEC declares that meme coins are not classified as securities. Basically saying cryptos are collectibles. They're brands. People can enjoy, mess around with. So Hoge just became an official brand that will be here, that's backed by an unchangeable value-creating smart contract that anybody can do whatever they want with, which is pretty awesome. So, if you're still here supporting, we got some bright stuff coming because we're not going anywhere, and I'm paying attention to crypto, so, Hoge is my baby. Howard Lutnick states that Bitcoin will be treated differently from altcoins in the U.S. crypto reserve. And then today, President Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Yeah! So the reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the federal government that was forfeited as part of criminal or civil asset forfeiture proceedings, which means it will not cost taxpayers a dime. So they're moving the Bitcoin that we currently hold, that has been seized over the years, into a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So again, as of right now, in that moment, they're not buying new Bitcoin. They are moving that strategically into a reserve. So again, it cannot be touched. They also announced the U.S. Securities of Treasury and Commerce are authorized to develop budget-neutral strategies to buy additional Bitcoin for the reserve. So as we balance the budget, as they cut spending, they can now use and repurpose that money to buy Bitcoin for the strategic reserve. So that's pretty awesome. They did say they will not be buying other altcoins, but other altcoins that have been seized in forfeitures can be included in the strategic Bitcoin reserve, but they are not going to buy any new altcoins from what they announced. But again, in my mind, the announcement couldn't have gone any better. Campaign promises kept. Bitcoin reserve clearly distinguished from altcoin stockpile. Bitcoin gets official USG seal of approval. No other coin has it. No taxpayer money spent to acquire coins. So again, no backlash. They're wasting our money on Bitcoin. If you knew what Bitcoin was, you'd want them to waste their money on Bitcoin. And future acquisitions of coins are likely left up to Congress, as it should be. So again, I'm not nervous. I don't know why people are so nervous. The price is the price. That is it. Don't worry about the price today. It's nothing to do with today. If you're into this game, you are not going. You just wait. Patience. PAY. Patience. Patience. Have patience. Have patience. Enjoy the ride. Don't get stressed. If you hold Bitcoin, you'll be all right. But now, the U.S. officially has the world's largest strategic Bitcoin reserve, sitting at roughly 207,000 Bitcoin. Pretty exciting. This is a monumental day. Where were you when America declared Bitcoin a strategic reserve? Over the past decade, the federal government sold approximately 195,000 Bitcoin that they had seized over the years for proceeds of $366 million. If the government had held the Bitcoin, it would be worth over $17 billion today. So that's how much it has cost American taxpayers not to have a long-term strategy. So again, over the years, they had over 400,000 Bitcoin. They sold half of that, 200,000, and they got $366 million for it. Today, it would be worth $17 billion. Think about that. That's why you don't sell your Bitcoin. Satoshi started a fire in cyberspace. While the fearful run from it and fools dance around it, the faithful feed the flame and dream of a world bathed in the warm glow of cyber light. I love Michael Saylor. On Sunday, Trump tweeted, if you remember Sunday, Trump tweeted, executive order on digital assets that Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, and Cardano is what he likes, and he left out Bitcoin and Ethereum. That was this week. And Bitcoin had its first God candle, went up $10,000. And then immediately the next day, it went down $10,000 and had a reverse God candle. So, that was pretty cool. We witnessed that. Belarus president orders country to explore mining Bitcoin with their surplus energy, much like the country of Bhutan is doing, which is an absolutely insane story. They had a really cool video come out this week. They are just mining Bitcoin like crazy, have over $1 billion worth as a country, and their whole country's worth like $1 billion, so very cool. Representative Thomas Macy reintroduced the End the Fed bill, which will be the Federal Reserve Board Abolition Act. I'm sorry. Americans will be better off if the Federal Reserve did not exist. The Fed devalues our currency by monetizing the debt, causing inflation. So again, we'll see. Trying to get rid of the Fed. MicroStrategy corporate companies as of Monday. MicroStrategy holds 499,096 Bitcoin, and all other known companies hold 153,776,000. So one company owns 500,000 Bitcoin, and all the rest of the companies combined own 153,776. Crazy. And on Monday, MicroStrategy I gotta get used to that. Strategy did not purchase any new Bitcoin. So again, they still hodl 499,096, acquired for $66,357 per Bitcoin. And just so like some crazy numbers, I read this week. MicroStrategy currently has 294 million diluted shares outstanding. The current largest company in the world, Apple, I would love to ask someone to guess this question. Guess how many shares Apple has? I'm going to say it. I hope you have a guess. 3.64 trillion. 3.64 trillion shares of Apple exist. So if MicroStrategy were to be at the #1 spot based on their current dilution of shares, a MicroStrategy share would be $12,000. So when MicroStrategy becomes a $1 trillion company, their share will be $12,000. So don't mess it up. Keep stacking. And some sad news. We love Elon, but just minutes into launch, SpaceX second consecutive Starship launch had an explosion. So it did explode in the middle, 5 minutes or a couple minutes into takeoff. Had to stop flights out of Miami. But it's a bit of a setback in SpaceX's mission to send astronauts to the moon. So hopefully they are able to turn it around and get the next launch, into orbit. Obviously, that's the goal, because they do want to get astronauts to the moon. So super sad delay with that failure. But it's a crazy week out there. Just keep, don't worry. Don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. Price is price. One Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin. One Hoge is still one Hoge. Bro, there's nothing to worry about. The price is the price, and it's the easiest thing to change. So enjoy your weekend. Have a safe one. I will see you in the chats. Peace.